one of the preconceptions about engineering as well is that it's very difficult. Is that, is it? I'm sure it is difficult, but in order to get qualified. But is there any recommendations that you give to people there? As in, is it the harder that you work, the more it becomes naturally to you, or do you gain experiences from listening to other people, or how do you kind of bridge that gap between perception of difficulty and execution?
Yeah, so I suppose university is quite difficult, to pass all the exams and everything. But once you go into the working world, there's kind of two streams. So there's the design engineers and then there's project engineers. Design engineers, they'll use designs, they'll follow designs that have already been specified. So I haven't really done much design engineering myself, so I can't really talk to that. But project engineering, I wouldn't say it's difficult academically. It's difficult because you're dealing with difficult situations all the time, but and like it is technical because you need to be able to review drawings and review what's going on site. But I'd say a lot of the success in being a great engineer is really in your attitude and your demeanour, and whether you're willing to take up a challenge, or you're willing to make decisions on the spot and different things like that. It wouldn't be all, what you've learned in school, what you've learned in college and all that.
Yeah. There's a lot of on-site learning by the sounds of it as well. So
yeah, it's all reading a situation when you're on site, and I suppose just plain and simple logic, yeah. So
one of the things that I know from two engineering friends that I have is they've always said it's the ability to adapt.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is probably a kind of a fair way to kind of describe it, I suppose, as well as that, and the ability to make those decisions. So I know from my perspective, it's always sounded like a really, really exciting career. So and I know that there is friends of mine now that have said before that if they were looking at engineering for their children that are looking to come through, it's definitely something that's now back on the radar. But you mentioned 2010. I remember myself that it was very few graduates actually coming out after those years as well, because it wasn't really a career that was that had a massive market for it, I suppose, at the time, just with that particular downturn. So but yeah, I think it's going to be interesting over the next couple of years. And no, but look, Germaine, really thank you very much for your time. Really, really appreciate your insights into that. And yeah, we'll look forward to speaking to you again.